Mr. Anderson Podcast.
My podcast show, Mr. Anderson Podcast, on all platforms: Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeart. Tap me in, listen to me, get at me. Mr. Anderson TV News. Mr. Anderson CEO313 on Instagram. I design coats, jackets. Just the jacket you see right here. I do body oils, air fresh, homemade candles, and I'm
AI jackets out now.
I always say,
yeah.
I always
Reacting
say,
to this
like,
video, rest
when
in
you look
peace,
at Jim
Stack
Jones,
Bunion.
those are like two. He had the dream team with them. Max B and Stack Bundles. Sheesh. Man, rest in peace to Stack.
Rest in peace.
Butter.
In a time where physical mixtapes and rap DVDs ran supreme, Stack Bundles was a rising star whose story got cut short right as he was on the cusp of getting national attention.
Yo, listen, I'm flossing and they asking why. This little bastard fly. Without leaving Queens, I'm getting in 19.5. Do the math, I do a half in balls, a half a day. Ball out with half it, then I stash the other half away. I rap now, dog, I'm trying to put my past away.
The grind for a mid-2000s rapper was a lot different. It was a lot less pretty. A lot of times artists in that era were famous before they were rich. Word of mouth, attention, and who you knew was currency in those times. And Stack Bundles was flourishing. Classic freestyles and mixtapes. Being one of the standout artists on Jim Jones' Bird Gang label. Even working with artists like Lil Wayne, Stack was right on the cusp of making it. His rising stardom gave hope to many in his neighborhood, but also gave people bitterness and hatred, making Stack Bundles one of the biggest what-ifs in hip-hop history.
Seymour Kitty himself, Stack Bundles, Riot Squad, Dipset, Bird Gang. We still mobbing niggas.
Raekwon Elliott, aka Stack Bundles, came from Far Rockaway, Queens, growing up in Redfern projects. Something I noticed early in Stack's story is he was in pursuit of becoming someone or something in life fairly early. We would get to know Stack, of course, as a rapper, but he actually got his start in breakdancing when he was just a kid.
What's your name, man?
Dennis.
Where you all from?
From Rockaway.
Rockwell, Queens. All right. What's your name, bro?
Raekwon.
The pursuit of dancing changed to rap once Stack was expelled from Far Rockaway High School and started going to school in South Jamaica, Queens. When he was out there, he met various kids pursuing rap, one of those kids being a young Lloyd Banks. Seeing his peers pursue music, this gave Stack a new inspiration to rap. Stack not only wanted to pursue rapping, but he wanted to be the guy to put Far Rockaway on the map musically. Compared to other neighborhoods in New York, Far Rock never had that national spotlight, and Stack wanted to be the one to change that.
Far Rock is the epitome of the hood. Like, we got nothing. We ain't got a movie theater, we ain't got no malls, no nothing. Ain't nothing but Guns N' Roses out there. So it is what it is. Like, what I'm doing is basically impossible. We ain't never had nothing. No basketball niggas, if you do your history, no football players, none of that shit. We ain't had nothing. So I'm like the Great White Hike, a new hope.
Around 17 years old, Stack started to build a name as a local talent, doing battles and freestyles alongside his childhood friend Bino. Ambition had Stack trying out different routes to make it in music. By 18, he was working with a crew named Grits, which stood for Greatest Rappers in the Streets. His first real opportunity came through Front Flex though. Back then, rappers would camp outside of Hot 97, just hoping to get noticed. Stack pulled up with that same attention, and it worked.
Because Stack was going to Hot 97 like every day, like trying to get on. And then Flex had liked his name and started laughing and told him to take his number, and this dude named Keeson from Epic, Elektra at the time. The to go holler at him.
Through word of mouth, his name and the music ended up on the radar of rising Chicago rapper Lupe Fiasco. Lupe and Stack were around the same age, but Lupe was already building momentum in Chicago. He had record deals on the table and his own label, First and 15th. Stack eventually became the first artist on Lupe's label.
Basically, I was grinding. Shout out to Lupe Fiasco. It's my nigga. He really taught me a lot about the music shit or whatever. That's the first company I was signed with, First and 15th, Arista.
Yeah, Stack Bundles. I was Stack Bundles when he first started. He came out of Chicago. He's living with me for like a year.
While in Chicago, he met multiple producers in the city that would work on his demo tape. One of those producers was Kanye West. But the stars didn't align, as this was the time where Kanye was looking to become a rapper himself and not just be known as a producer.
From Chi-Town, I was out there with Kanye West working with niggas grinding and shit like that.
We brought Ye into Arista to showcase for LA Reid, right? And like Stack Bundles was sitting there. Motherfucker, so imagine it's me, Stack Bundles, and Kanye. LA Reid. In the office and Ye fucking died. And when he left, when he stopped, LA was like, yo, you should stick to making music. You stick to making beats.
Stack was starting to get homesick of Chicago and was ready to leave and go back to New York. His time there ultimately didn't get him to his larger goal, but with the new connections he made and just seeing how Lupe and his team moved out there, Stack was back in Far Rock with a new game plan.
Squad up! Squad up!
Being back home, Stack had the intention to build a powerhouse within his own neighborhood. He formed a new rap collective called Starting Five. The group would later be known as Riot Squad and composed of different artists from his neighborhood: Bino, Call 2 G's, Chinx Drugs. The goal of the group was for one rapper to blow up and kick down the door for everyone else.
It ain't even about Stack Bundles, it's about the Riot Squad. Just pay attention to my team.
No doubt.
The same way the G-Unit had his movement,
no doubt.
And the Dipset had his movement, Farrakh can have his Queensbridge movement.
No doubt.
Or have Mac made the Philly movement. Like, that's
No
what
doubt.
it is.
No doubt.
I'm definitely, I'm
So you definitely striving to, you know, put your neighborhood on the map and all that, you know what I'm saying? No doubt. That's what's up.
Anything else would be uncivilized,
No
man.
doubt. That's
After pushing mixtapes, the local grind eventually paid off, and Stack was looking like the one to kick the door down. One of the group's freestyles over the grinding instrumental by the Clips had caught the attention of DJ Clue.
Y'all niggas don't want it with me. Ice grill and lose the left eye like TLC.
That you lose a left eye like TL. Some shit he said, some wild nutty shit. You hear me? You know, Stack mouth was crazy. You hear me? Yeah. And then he, like, his verse stood out because I think he went last. He went crazy on that shit, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, who's that nigga, you hear me?
Clue saw potential in Stack and signed him to his label Desert Storm. He was signed there for 2005 and 2006.
Stack Buns in the game. Stack Buns. Next guy, Desert Storm, newest artist.
Good, man.
Say what up to the people, Stack.
Stack Bundles, Desert Storm,
Riot Squad,
coming soon.
Stack Bundles, this album's coming.
So I came back home, got it popping, tore the streets up with the mixtapes and shit, start fucking with Clue. Because Clue was owning the mixtape at one time and shit like that.
His solo mixtapes like Rap Makeover Volume 1 and Bidding War was gaining him even more notoriety. Bidding War is the perfect description of his career at that time. Desert Storm wasn't a major label, they were a record label that partnered with the majors. So eventually Clue and his team started to shop Stack music around to the majors. After many meetings with multiple record labels, none of them were interested in signing Stack despite the buzz he had in the streets.
What went wrong with the deal that he signed with you guys?
I don't know what went wrong. So, just like any other artist, it wasn't happening the way he wanted it to happen. So, I was at Def Jam at the time. Why the fuck is he signed to Def Jam? You know what I'm saying? That's how he's probably thinking. So, and then I tried to bring him in, but it didn't work out. I tried to bring Stacks in through Def Jam, but it didn't work out.
So they really couldn't get a situation, the best situation that I needed. So after the contract was up, I just took my time to try to find my own situation.
It's getting worse cause anxiety's taking its toll. And niggas you call superstars almost gold. As soon as we walk in the office, let the music talk for us. Niggas' opinions torture us. They got nothing to offer us.
So now Stack was back at the drawing board. His deal with Desert Storm wasn't propelling him as fast as he wanted, and the deal had expired. But eventually this is where Jim Jones comes into play. In 2006, Jim Jones launched his label Bird Gang through Koch Records and had a roster consisting of artists like Max B and Mel Matrix. Jim Jones would frequently see Stack out in New York clubs and would hear his freestyles occasionally on the radio, and he was interested in working with Stack.
I mean, I was running around, we kept meeting each other in clubs. I was doing what I'm doing, he doing what he doing and shit. So then when he got a situation, when he got an opportunity at Asylum, the Bird Gang deal or whatever, he reached out. Rest is history. Like, we just been putting it down from there.
Who is this? I like this young and I'm like, oh, that's the same young from the Babalu. And they were like, yo, we down with Desert Storm and all this type of shit. I'm like, well, guess what? Tell him pull up to the studio. I got a proposition for him.
So we get into the meeting, and I got a bag full of DVDs, CDs, clothes, the Stack Bundles, t-shirts, squad of t-shirts, and I hand it to Jim and Yandy. And Jim, first Jim dead, it says, I don't need that. I don't want that. I'm a fan already.
Oh, wow.
Stack looked and said, boy, I look. I said, nigga said, I'm a fan already.
Nice.
We never played no music for Jim. He said, I'm a fan already. I know what it is.
After a couple studio sessions with Jim, eventually Stack would join Bird Gang. Bird Gang was introduced on 2 Jim Jones mixtapes, MOB and the 7-8 Theory. The chemistry of the group worked, and once again, Stack was a force on the mixtape circuit.
Like it just fell into place. Like Jim, Max is an incredible artist. Max some whole other shit. Max beat some whole other shit. Like his rhythm and blues, he got some whole other lane and shit. Jim had the streets fucking with him. Niggas fuck with the person. They gravitate to the person. Like the same way with me, when you meet me in the street, you realize, yo, that's the same nigga from the music. He really like that.
Stack and Max B were looked at as the eventual stars on the label. With Jim Jones as the lead, the buzz would grow larger. When Jim had his biggest solo song, We Fly High.
Stax wrote that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. People think that when like he would ask me like my input on it, like I helped him a little bit, but Stax wrote that record. Like that's like Stax input. I know Max say that, you know, he wrote it, but I think Max was locked up when that record got produced.
We Fly High, aka Ballin', went on to become one of the anthems of the summer of 2006, and ultimately led up to the release of Jim Jones' biggest solo album, Hustler's Poem, which released in October of 2006. That album wasn't just a highlight in the career of Jim, but it was a highlight for Stack as well, as he was featured on Weatherman alongside Lil Wayne. Wayne was at his peak, and this was the first time a lot of people ever heard of Stack. That feature right there started expanding his buzz beyond New York.
The Boy album about to drop November 7th and shit. Streets gravitating to me like it's my album coming out and shit like that.
Remember when Hustler's Poem, Jim's first album, Stack was in the quarter, and me and Biggs went to the studio to hear it. Like Jim told Biggs, yo, let's go come to the studio to hear the album. And Stack was in there, and I remember sitting talking with Stack, and I'm like, yo, man, I've been a fan of yours for years, like, and he was telling me, he was like, yo, like, this situation is great at Pop, like, this is it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, me, Jim, like, you know, and that's when they played the record with him, Stack, and Wayne. Mm-hmm. They played that. Yeah. I told Stack, I said, dog, you out of here.
In early 2007, Jim and Stack joined Jeezy and Wayne on a Street Dreams tour, where Stack got to perform Weatherman every night in arenas.
We out here, we in the Toyota Center in that H-Town, running around on the Street Dreams tour and shit like that. We've been on the road for a little while. This boy Jeezy, Weezy, Street Dreams tour, I come out every night, do my Weatherman thing, acapella, they go stupid.
Once that tour ended in April of 2007, the success of Stack Bundles seemed inevitable. He just toured with 2 of the top 5 rappers at that time. He planned to release a solo project hosted by DJ Drama. Bird Gang was gonna get a commercial release and release their first album.
After the Bird Gang album is whoever catch fire the most. Like, you know, the streets gravitate to the whole movement as a whole, so it's gonna be hard for them to pick individual entities, but whoever on fire the most gonna come next. So worst case scenario, y'all looking at the summer for me, man.
The stars almost in line, my turn soon come. Hot now, but I be burning when June come.
The business back then was like the Wild Wild West in comparison to today. Stack still remained in his hood despite the notoriety he was having at that time, and didn't want to leave unless he could take all his people with him.
The reason why he didn't leave was because he was all about his team. Like, he didn't want to go anywhere without taking all of us with him. You know what I'm saying? So
basically, everything is my niggas and my family. I couldn't live without it. Like, my niggas is what keep me grounded. Don't let my head get too big and keep me driven in these streets and keep me strong and focus on what it is that I'm supposed to do. My family and shit and trying to keep things in order and trying to open up different opportunities for my hood that ain't never had nothing. So I understand, like, basically the Farak, I'm what Nas was the QB, or what Beans was the Philly. Like, I'm that first thing to the forefront.
Feeling like he wasn't ready to leave, Stack brought all his successes back to his neighborhood that raised him. A 2-tone BMW, a brand new Porsche.
Yeah. See, like I'm in the hood, 2-tone thing, 2 chrome things. You know how we doing that, and we ain't got no budget yet. I'm doing real good. We ain't got no budget yet.
Look kind of nice in that stuff.
Almost look like Jack Dash.
Almost.
And even if it wasn't so glitzy and glamoury, when you on the outside looking in, it always looks 20 times bigger than what it may be. So it looked like that nigga might as well be Biggie Smalls already. That nigga might as well be no Soul Million records already.
as far as, you know, him flaunting in the ghetto, like, we ain't used to having shit, man. When we get shit, you know, we don't know how to act. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, like the materialistic shit, niggas could live without it. We just do it to enjoy our lives. That's just some of the fruits of the labor and shit like that.
I remember hearing stories how they used to like key up his Porsche and throw sugar in his gas tank and, you know, like just fucked up hater type shit.
What many don't know is that Stack was on a homie deal with Jim. There wasn't any official paperwork, no formal contract. To the public, he was signed. In reality, it was more on a hear what you need type of basis.
And so to answer your question, no signing, no contract. Stack was never signed to Bird Gang.
That's what it is, man. You and Jim, you signed a deal with Bird Gang or what, man? What's good with that?
Nah, like basically me and Jim just working and shit like that right now, or whatever. We got some things in the work, but right now we just focusing on putting that Bird Gang album out.
All right, what's the
Only thing that I ever did was try to help Stacks in all of his situations, and
it's a fact.
When we forged our relationship, I told him until he did a deal, I'ma hold my end of the deal up. I know what it takes. I know where you at in life and shit like that. So, and that's when I told him a clove mouth don't get fed, and I can't read your mind. Just remember that. You dig? So at any time and it's not going right for you, and I don't know about it, I won't know about it. So you gotta let me know. And
God he did. Bless. I remember. Yeah, we was there.
He was like, "Yo, G's, you said closed mouth don't get fed."
Mm-hmm.
I'm up.
Jim Jones had offered Max B, Mel Matrix, and Stack to live in a condo out in Jersey just to get away from the hood, and all three of them declined. All three of them decided to stay in their slumping grounds, and if I had to guess, it's because they had their own vision on what leaving would look like.
I was about to buy Stacks to give Max and Melly a whole brownstone in New Jersey. None of them wanted to leave the hood, and I was not about to waste my money, and I was what I offered them. I went shopping for the shit and all that type of shit.
Yeah, we remember that, right, Bass? We remember that. Shout out to Bass. We remember the conversation.
And I'm like, yo, you bugging. You want to, like, yo, you could go to the hood every day, but you're going to be living in Jersey. Like, you're going to be living better than, like, you heard? And you don't have to worry about paying for no rent or nothing like that. I'm just trying to get you niggas out the hood. Melly, too. And Melly ended up getting shot, right? Like none of these would listen, and everything that happened that you know can happen in the hood end up happening and shit like that.
I mean, it was like a situation where he wanted kind of him to have a roommate. Stacks was just like, I'm a grown ass man. Yeah. I've been on my own since I was 16.
That's
true.
I mean,
like, so
you're saying facts.
Niggas say like, what? Leave the hood? I'm not scared of none of these niggas out here. Something like that. They don't say it. They don't mean offense when they say it. They don't mean for it to be a punk move. Yeah. They try to protect you. You're either gonna get harassed. The entire hood will know where you live. Every car you drive, you'll be in every conversation on every block, just for peace of mind and for you to be able to function correctly and do your job correctly. If you're being successful and getting some money, you probably need to leave. Eventually, you will need to leave. Do it. Not to say you can't come back or you can't fucking still have a crib there. But you won't be able to function out of there without bearing what comes with it. And that's what eventually happened to Stack. Stack was getting money. He started to look like money. His career was getting bigger and better.
On June 11th, 2007, Stack spent the night out at a Manhattan nightclub. Early that morning, he returned home to Far Rock. As he reached the lobby to the building of his apartment, his life was taken.
A local rap artist on the verge of making it big in the rap world has been gunned down in Queens. Stack Bundles was shot this morning. It happened on the Beach Channel Drive in Far Rockaway. Eyewitness News reporter Joe Torres is there with the very latest.
Outside their cousin's home in Far Rockaway. They have no idea who shot and killed Raekwon Elliott early this morning.
My husband wouldn't have any enemies. He's a very, very, very nice boy. I don't know. I have no idea, but I hope we find out.
He's driving around with a Porsche. He's throwing parties. He's running around that corner right there. He's staying on there giving people that. And just happy-go-lucky.
Elliott was shot about 5 o'clock this morning in the lobby of his apartment building at the Redfern Housing Project. Police say the gunman in the head and neck. Friends and family members told us he just returned from a night of partying at a Manhattan club. Envy and jealousy, they believe, were the motive for his killing.
The death of Stack caused a ripple effect in not only Far Rock, but across New York hip-hop. Bird Gang never really reached its potential after that. With Stack now gone and Max B eventually leaving the label, the momentum started to fade. Jim Jones has often taken blame for Stack staying in the hood, but in reality, there was no paperwork binding him, no clear label obligation. And let me ask you a question. If you really feel like Jim caused a lot of this, without paperwork, he put him on this album. Without paperwork, he put him on tour. I don't think that's the behavior of somebody who wants to keep you down.
People get mad at Capo. I didn't understand it because
they got me in there because they think that he was signed.
Stack was the heart of Riot Squad. After his passing, Chink Struz carried the torch and gave the crew a second run. But in 2015, tragedy struck again when Chink's life was taken in the same way in Queens.
But when I found out that my bro was like unjustly murdered, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't let his legacy die, so I had to just keep doing what I've been doing and just keeping that name alive.
Pickens grew up in Far Rockaway, Queens, his roots featured in his music videos as he gained fame as part of French Montana's Coke Boys group. Pickens played a show in Brooklyn Saturday night before being ambushed in his car, along with a passenger who was shot once and is expected to survive.
Both young, both right about to pop. Stack was supposed to be able to be outside and hear how the generation that he best fit in was on the way.
RP Stack Bundles, I tried to approach this video with care and just give you a different glimpse into his life and career, so I hope I achieved that. I didn't want to shed too much light on the street shit because I think it was more to Stack than street shit. He was a great artist and he was on his way. And I'll be honest, I already didn't like haters, but just doing this video made it 100 times worse. With that being said, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you already subscribed, you know we locked in. And if you don't like this video, that's fine. That's actually okay. Just make sure to dislike, but subscribe. It's Realm Butter, and I am.
That was a good one. Mr. Anderson TV News, like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Mr. Anderson Poundcast. Check me on all platforms. Rest in peace, Stack Bundles. He was a good lyricist, artist. Rest in peace. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.